So dear students, now we are going to discuss the other demand elasticities that also affect the price elasticity of demand. The first case we are going to discuss is income elasticity of demand. So income elasticity of demand basically measures the response of quantity demand to a change in consumer income. Now what we are going to do, earlier when we are going to measure the price elasticity of supply or price elasticity of demand, in the denominator we have the like percentage change in price. In case of price elasticity of demand and price elasticity of supply, in denominator we have percentage change in price. But here in case of price elasticity of income elasticity of demand, in denominator we have percentage change in income, means how much our quantity demanded is changed due to change in income. Either income decrease, what is going to be happen to our quantity demand, or if there is income increase, what is going to be happen in our quantity demand. So in chapter 4 we already discussed that an increase in income causes an increase in demand for a normal good. Okay, hence for a normal good income elasticity is greater than 0. So again I'm going to repeat this. The income elasticity of demand measures how much the quantity demand changes as consumers income changes. It is calculated as the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income. So in other words, the proportional change in demand to proportional change in income is called income elasticity of demand. And you have to understand one thing, bache, quantity is basically the function of income. Here I also going to write this thing, just a minute so you can understand more. Here basically how I'm going to write, if it is possible. Okay, here you can see that quantity is the function of quantity demand. Quantity demand is the function of income. That means our quantity demand basically depends on our income. If there is increase in our income, our quantity demand of goods are going to be increased. If there is decrease in income, the demand is going to be decreased. So in case of normal goods, the relationship between, if someone asks that what is the relationship between income and normal goods, what is the elasticity of demand of income and normal good, in that case elasticity of income elasticity of demand is greater than 0. Okay, in case of inferior goods, the relationship is negative relationship. When there is increase in income, the demand for inferior goods are going to be decreased, and in case of luxury goods, if there is increase in income, the relationship is greater than 1. The demand for luxury good increase if there is increase in income. So basically the basics are the quantity demand is the function of income. If we are going to discuss about the average function of how it going to affect the average function of the relationship between quantity demand and income is simply Q, average function is equal to Q divided by Y. Okay, this is the average function. And marginal function, if you are talking about marginal function, the marginal function is we knew that it is a change in quantity divided by change in income. So here D Q divided by D Y. So this is the marginal function. Quantity demand is the function of income. If we are talking about that function in on average term, then quantity is divided by Y, and then we are talking about marginal function, then change in quantity demand due to change in income. So this is basically the basics of the relationship between income and quantity demand. So I'm going to delete these things and come back to my original slides. So I hope you understand in that case. So this in that way you can obtain the elasticity, or you can say that obtain the marginal through the marginal or average function, you are able to draw the income elasticity of demand as well. So here hence for normal goods, in case of normal goods, but the relationship between income and quantity demand is positive, or you can say greater than zero. Inferior goods have the negative income elasticity is negative in at that good. Of course, when there is increasing income, people trying to buy better quality of goods. So that's why in case of inferior goods, income elasticity is less than 1, or it has a negative relationship. So this is the basics regarding the income elasticity of demand. But during the online session you can ask the question. So I'm going to repeat again, going to give you the review regarding the income elasticity of demand. So if anything is not clear to you, by listening the review you can understand. So for example, if I'm going to say income elasticity is equal to 1, like if I write in that way, again I'm going to show you. If I'm going to say E mean elasticity and Y income elasticity, suppose is equal to 1, then what is going to happen? 1. And if income elasticity if I'm going to say is greater than 1, I'm going to take the 3 scenarios, and income elasticity is less than 1. So basically these are the 3 scenarios you can see over here. One by one I'm going to discuss this thing. Now we are going to suppose that EY is equal to 1, income elasticity is equal to 1. Okay, so this one I'm going to discuss. If along with increase in income, the proportion of expenditure on any good remains same, especially these things come under the category of normal goods. If the proportion of goods remains same, these are the goods basically are the normal goods. So income elasticity is positive in case of normal good. If along with increase in income, the proportion of expenditure on any good remains same, and these goods are basically normal goods, then we can say the income elasticity is positive in case of normal goods. So in second case, when income elasticity is greater than 1, so in that case, if the proportion of expenditure on any good increases along with increase in income, means elasticity is greater than 1, which shows the elasticity is greater than 1, or basically this is going to be happen in case of luxury goods. Okay, so in the third case, if income elasticity is less than 1, it depicts that if the proportion of expenditure on any good decreases along with increase in income, means here instead of increasing, the expenditure are decreasing on that good, that means the goods are inferior or also necessity good. As I have given you the example of salt, the demand of salt will remain same, so the proportion of that good is not going to be along with your increase in expenditure, or it remains safe. So especially in case of inferior good, or in sometimes in case of necessity goods, the income elasticity have the negative relationship. So in case of normal goods we have the positive relationship again, but it is less than 0. But in case of luxury goods it is greater than 1, in case of normal good we have the elasticity is equal to 1. In case of luxury goods we have elasticity greater than 1, and in case of inferior goods we have income elasticity less than 1. I hope the concept is more clear to you after explaining these 3 categories. This is basic concept of the income elasticity. How you are going to calculate that? Simply, instead of price percentage change in previously we write the percentage change in income, here you simply write here the percentage change in income. So like for previously your income is, you can suppose that is 1 lakh, and now it is 2 lakh. Okay, so what you can how to going to calculate is that current income minus previous income divided by mid income. So what is your mid income? Like 150. So 150 lakh is your mid income. So how, and then according to change in income, how your quantity demand change. Previously you are demanding 12 if you are going to discuss the luxury goods, previously you are demand, when your income is 1 lakh, the demand for that good is 2 units, and now due to increase in your income from 1 lakh to 2 lakh, the demand for that good is 10 units. So its goods, the change is greater than 1, means the change in income is not as much but the quantity demand shows the greater change in your quantity demand. So this is how you are going to calculate. The characteristics will remain same, the parameters are changed, but the things how to calculate the elasticity of income, it is same. If you have the idea that how to calculate it through the standard form or the midpoint method, how you calculate the price elasticity of demand and price elasticity of supply, then there is going to be no problem in order to understand the other elasticity just as income elasticity of demand. So now we are going to discuss the second elasticity that I'm going to discuss with you is the cross price elasticity. The cross price elasticity measures that how the quantity demand of one good changes as the price of another good changes. It is calculated as the percentage change in quantity demand of one good divided by the percentage change in quantity demand of good 2. So cross elasticity simply sees that percentage change in quantity demand of one good divided by percentage change in price of good 2. How your demand of good 1 changes due to change in price of good 2, means the price of if we suppose that price of good 1 remains same, but due to change in price of good 2, how your demand changes of how the demand of good 1 changes. So here the concept of substitute and complements are very important if we are discussing the idea of cross price elasticity of demand. So if you have the clear idea regarding the substitute and complements, you easily implement that concept. So here they suppose that in case of substitute, for substitute the price cross price elasticity greater than 0. For example, an increase in price of beef, like the price of beef increases, causes an increase in demand of chicken. Suppose here in percentage change in price of 2, we write here the price of beef 2. We simply write that increase in price of beef 2, which is good 2. Due to increase in price of beef 2, the demand of chicken, quantity demand of chicken is increased. So this is the case of substitute. For example, complements, cross price elasticity is less than 1 in case of complements, or you can say negative. Here positive in case of substitute, price elasticity is positive, but in case of complement, cross price elasticity is negative. For example, an increase in price of computer causes decrease in demand for software, because we have to use them together. So in that case it has the negative relationship. So I hope the idea of cross price elasticity is also clear to you. So in case of cross price elasticity, substitute have the positive relationship. In case of complement, it has the negative relationship. So I'm going to repeat this thing once again. In case of substitute, the cross price elasticity of demand is positive when two goods are gross substitute of each other. Like here, as we have took the example of beef and chicken, and we suppose that beef and chicken are the gross substitute of each other. When there is increase in price of beef, which is good 2, we suppose, then the demand of chicken is going to be increased. So how the increase in price of beef impact its substitute, there is an increase in demand of chicken. So quantity demand of chicken increase due to increase in price of beef, because they are the cross substitute of each other. So in that case, the cross price elasticity of demand in case of substitute is positive and it is greater than 1. So for example, you can say that in such a case, for example, the fall in price of one good, say aluminium, result in the fall in demand of its substitute like steel or plastic. So fall in price of one good, for example, we suppose that aluminium prices are going to be decreased, then what is going to be happen? The demand for its substitute like steel and plastic are going to be decreased. So this is how the substitute going to affect in case of complements. For example, in case of cross elasticity of demand, we discussed that the complement have the negative relationship. The cross price of demand will be negative if two goods are gross complement of each other. So as we know, complement goods are those goods that are demanded jointly, or we can say we have to use them together. For example, took the example, you can take the example of tires and tube. So in that case we have to use them jointly. So therefore whenever the price of tires falls, the demand for its complementary goods tube will also rise or increase. Thus if because of fall in price of good 2, the demand for good 1 also decreases. Thus if you took the goods as X and Y, and thus if because of fall in price of good X, the demand of Y increases, or demand of Y decreases as a result of increase in price of X, the cross price elasticity of demand will be negative in that case. So this is the concept of other elasticity, under which we have discussed the concept of income elasticity of demand and cross price elasticity. So these are the other elasticity. Here are the some news clippings regarding that how cross price elasticity impact their substitute and complements. In that case, there are different clippings like a gas cost or buyers flock to small cars. This news came. This is the news heading in New York Times in year 2008. So similarly, there are different news headings that how increase in the price of one good affect the demand of other good. So this is the two major other elasticity, income elasticity and cross elasticity, that I have discussed. If you have any question regarding these two elasticity, you can ask during the online session. Here we our chapter elasticity and its application is completed. All the video lectures are available to you on your Google Classroom.